Welcome back to Run of Show, where we go behind the scenes of the event industry, one story at a time. I'm Tanya, your host. Today, I'm sitting down with James Granat. We talk about life, money, and the path that gets you to where you are now. But we also went into some more personal territory, like how he once dreamed of becoming a baseball player growing up. He's married with a beautiful little girl, and you can hear that family perspective in the way he sees things. James has a calm, grounded way of looking at life, and I really enjoyed just getting to hear his story. I'm glad I got to share this one with you. Let's jump in. Well, first of all, James, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today. I'm really excited to get to know all about you. I know we've seen each other out networking and whatnot, but we've never really sat down and talked.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Thank you for the opportunity. It's awesome to be here.
It's very exciting. Yeah. So tell me, so are you from Pensacola?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, born and raised. So went to Niceville for 2 years for junior college baseball and then finished up my career here in Pensacola at UWF. So I was born here, played high school baseball here, and then...
Are your parents from here?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they actually met at Tate High School as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
oh, gosh.
In 12th grade English class.
Yes.
So I actually had the same teacher that they met in their class.
Gosh. Yeah. So you're homegrown.
Yes, yeah, literally. Yeah.
And you plan on staying here?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's the intention. Is I have no reason to leave. I love it here. So
So now you're married with one
kid.
How old is she?
She's almost 2. Yes, which she is enough for 3 kids. Yeah. She's all over the place.
Well, I'll tell you, as a mom of 4 girls and a granddaughter, it starts with a terrible 2s. Mm-hmm. People say terrible 2s, and then no, it's terrible 2s, tenacious 3s. I mean, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah. Great.
My oldest, she's about to be 34, and she's still very tenacious.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I'm a financial advisor. So what we like to do is really create relationships with people and figure out what works for them, right? So, there's no cookie cutter response. There's no one answer fits all, right? So what we do is we like to have a one-on-one meeting with them. I typically do those meetings with my boss, who is also a CPA. Okay. So, and what we want to do is just be as tax efficient as possible with their investments and what they're doing.
What exactly is your official title?
I'm a financial advisor.
Financial advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the Cliff Notes version of a financial advisor?
Yeah, so what we want to do is, or what I want to do is really just optimize what you have available to you, right? So we're going to most likely, just depending on, because again, everyone's situation is different, but what we like to do is start with the budget typically, figure out where, if we have margin, can we optimize and make some more? And then what do we do with that margin? What steps do we need to take to hit those end goals that we have in mind come retirement, right? And bridge that gap from retirement maybe until Social Security hits and stuff like that. And again, everyone's situation is different. Some people want to retire at 50, some people never want to retire.
When do you want to retire?
I would be good doing this forever. It's a very low impact job, so I'd be okay. Of course I want to enjoy my time because that's your most valuable asset. That's the most important thing of all of this is beyond the money is time, health, and then the money is kind of third for me, right? Is, I want to spend time with my daughter and my wife and stuff like that, but also want to be able to make sure that we're able to enjoy those times as well.
For sure.
So, and again, I have my own calculation, but
Well, what got you into this? I mean, you didn't grow up going, I want to be a money guy.
No, absolutely not.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a baseball player.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So, grew up, played, high school baseball, and you kind of see the writing on the wall at some point of your career of you only have so much more time to do this, right? So, not that it was necessarily ability, but it's how much spotlight you got, how much, just depending on your situation, right? If you don't throw 95, if you don't run super fast, right? There's just different opportunities for different people. And I kind of, realized about towards the back end of my career, pro baseball probably wasn't going to happen. And, you select a major based on how many hours are in the major and not necessarily what you're passionate about. So I actually got a communications degree at UWF and then got a master's degree in strategic communication and leadership from there. And then started coaching at Tate High School, was offered a job of one of the players' dads to be a payroll salesman at my current office.
Okay.
So we have payroll and accounting, and then the CPA, Wade Wilson, came to me and said, "Hey, if if you'll go get your Series 7 and 66 and all the good stuff, be a financial advisor, my book will be open to you. I guess we had developed that trust and that relationship, and he was comfortable with it. So it wasn't, I was always privy to, like, I liked doing math stuff, and stuff like, but it's not. Yeah, I know. I was not a history and science or a history and English guy. I hated writing papers, which is funny from a communications major, but different kind of it's a little different. But but when he came with me, the opportunity, it's kind of a no-brainer. It just, clients, of course, he has a relationship with them. So it's more of a warm introduction as opposed to that cold calling. Not that there's anything wrong with it. You have to still do that in the industry just to create those different relationships. But just to have that warm introduction is huge. Right. Yeah, absolutely. When you love what you're doing. Yes. I do. Because again, it's very, and I've told this people a lot, like with payroll sales, and I still do it. I still, because it still all coincides together, accounting, payroll, and financial advising. Right. The goal is to save money on their payroll and taxes, and then use that money to invest into them for their future. Right. But the payroll sales is very transactional, right? So I could come in and, someone's using X payroll company. I could come in and save them money one time, right? I can continue to keep their rates low to where they need to be, but it's one-time thing, right? I can never and that's just kind of how the relationships felt, was like, I've kind of done my thing. Jessica Ulmer, our payroll processor, does all the processing. So that's where the relationship lives. Right. With the financial advising, it's very transformational because life is so fluid. There's so many changes that happen. There's, again, babies are born, losses in the family, just whatever, career changes, right? So just life, life, right? So it's a very fluid. So that's what I've really enjoyed about it. And it's been around 3 years, but it's just like, those first customers, just seeing their growth and their development and just continuing. Because again, there's only so much we can do in 1 hour of a meeting. And it's not that all meetings are 1 hour, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't inundate people with all the information in the world. Yeah. So let's get something chewable. Let's get something we can use and grow from there. And I think, and being able to see that progression is what I've really enjoyed. Right.
And so you've got some events that you're doing coming up, and you're saying this is your first time doing these?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to start doing some free seminars for the community.
Whose idea was that?
It was so my financial advising boss, I'll call them, Marlon Howie and Robert Bracey. They're out of Jacksonville. Okay. So they're a 10-man team over there. Me and Kelly Bazille over in Pensacola. It's just two of us. So we're really wanting to get the name out there, right? Yeah. We're an independent firm. There's not a ton of advertising. There's not a ton of, everything we've done so far is word of mouth. Right. And we're wanting to get the brand out there, but do it in an educational way. Right. Right. Yeah. We want to offer just people the ability to come in. And to be honest with you, I don't want to do a whole lot of speaking during this. I want to answer their questions. Right. Because again, I think a lot of people will have some similar pain points that maybe you're not comfortable asking, and taking the silly. But I think if you'll hear other people's stories, and that's the biggest thing, that you kind of learn this during networking. It's like, not that everyone knows everything, but everyone has some stuff that they are, professionals in. Right. But we're just kind of piecing it along on the other areas of our lives that, hey, it'll help to hear from other people. And we're going to keep it in smaller groups, 10 to 15 people, right? So probably 5, 6, 7 families, right? And just have them come in and just go through our first one's going to be on budgeting. Okay. And then we will kind of walk through budgets with people, what your parameters will probably look like and stuff like that. But then also help them find some margin in their budgets, right? Through networking, we've met people that maybe some insurance savings, maybe cell phone bills, just whatever, right? There's just, it's crazy. We met Jordan at the Pensacola Chamber, and he saved me $400. Oh my gosh. Yeah, him and BJ. And it's just one of those things where it's like, JT, the financial advisor, his budget should be perfect. No, I'm not, I'm still learning. We're all still learning, right? And it's just doing different stuff like that. It's huge to be able to, $400 worth of margin in the financial advising world's huge. Yeah. That's money that you can really put towards your future.
You can do something with
Yes, absolutely.
I can do something with $400.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can plug it into yourself for your education and stuff like that, or use it for your future savings.
Go to Vegas.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I wouldn't advise it. It's better than sending it to Verizon,
Right, right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So these classes that you're doing, you said it's a series? Are they meant to build one on the other?
Yeah, so we're going to shoot for doing one a month. Okay. you don't have to necessarily come each and every month, but I think that what we would like to develop is, because like we're going to do probably some individuals and some commercial stuff. So how can we save on business taxes? How can we save on business insurance? Just stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit different each and every month. But I think that signing people up from a month-to-month basis will be tough. That'll probably be a difficulty early on. But as it continues to grow, I think that maybe if we did a monthly seminar, people got more comfortable. People were more open. I think it's only going to be as beneficial as being open with the situation. Because coming to listen to me talk nonstop for 30 minutes is not going to be super beneficial for anyone. Right. So I just want them to, if we can have feedback off one another, that's where they'll really benefit from it.
Yeah. And they'll get better. Now, have you ever done any kind of classes, workshops?
So not in this regard. So, I coached for years, so we had workshops of camps and stuff like that. So, but there's always going to be similarities. A lot of my meetings have been one-on-one. Family to family. So that will be an adjustment. But I think that there will be stuff that could come up that will, hey, I feel awkward asking this, but someone else ask it, and then we'll get some benefit out of it. Yeah.
So are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be really good. Our biggest thing is going to be how do we market it? How do we get the word out there, right? So I think that one of the biggest things is, our current clients, and again, there's not a lot of advertising that we do. So everything we do is, word of mouth and getting that message out there that way. So I'm hopefully using it the same way. Because again, our clients maybe have a perfected budget, if you will, or a currently perfected budget.
Always changing.
But they have family. And they have friends that have talked about their issues and talked about problems, and just getting the word through them. And I think that'll be really beneficial to get some people in there.
And then you do a lot of networking too.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you like networking?
Yeah, no, I think it's new to me. So I just joined the chamber in November of last year. So, coming to that was my first networking event. I met Andy, who does vibes. I do enjoy that event. And then just kind of, I think it's just like anything in life. The more you think about it, the more stuff starts popping up in front of you. So I think you could probably do something every single day in Pensacola, just depending on, what your schedule looked like and stuff like that. There's another one, Brews and Views, up at Scenic Hills every Wednesday morning that I've really enjoyed as well.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's great. Wayne Brisky invited me. We were trying to work out some business stuff. So he invited me over there, and they do a great job as well. I've really enjoyed the couple meetings I went to over there. So it is new. I have enjoyed it. I think that the biggest thing is I think everyone views networking as, how can I go create business?
Right.
And that's not really what it is. No, I mean, it's all about really helping others, right? And I mean, I think that's one of the biggest, just a couple people from the chamber pop into my head of like bringing them to the table on stuff. Because again, if I can help create value through them, right, maybe it's perceived that I was able to assist them in that as well. Right. It might be something where the client's not ready for what we're doing. But they are ready for bringing in Jordan to save money on their cell phone bill. Right. I mean, that's just been huge. So I think that's the biggest thing I've gotten out of it that I've really enjoyed, is just more opportunities to bring other people in to offer value in that way.
Well, it's cliche to say, but true. People do business with people they know, like, trust. They have to get to know you first.
Absolutely.
And then hopefully like you.
No,
and then when you're giving value, maybe it positions you as an authority, first of all. And then when they go to look for someone, they don't have to look for someone. They know someone. That's what I always say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I joined the chamber a couple of years ago with Emerald Coast Shade, the big shade sales that we had. And it was like that. It's like, you don't go to the mall and like, let's go to the shade sale store. So that when people are out there in the summer going, gosh, it's hot. I wish I had something over my car. Oh, wait. I know these shade people. So yeah, absolutely.
That's funny.
So besides getting the word out, what are some of the challenges you think you're facing?
I think the biggest thing we're going to kind of run into is, will people see the value, right? I mean, I think that, in today's age, right, I think cost of living is higher than it's ever been. And a lot of people might view that as, maybe we're just going to have to wait this out. We're going to have to wait until cost of living comes down, inflation comes down, all this sort of stuff. And realistically, that's really never happened.
No.
Right? Cost of living has only gone up forever.
Absolutely.
In all of history. So again, that's going to be the biggest thing. Is I don't want people to feel stuck. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm going to go waste my time. It's free. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have the stuff. It's just going to cost you time more than anything. And if we can't offer you an hour's worth of information and you pull something out of it, then we didn't do our jobs. But I really think we will. I think we have a really good team, and we're going to have enough experts outside of me there that are going to be able to offer you something. And it'll be worth your time. I don't ever... A lot of people will feel stuck in their situation. And again, there are some things that are out of our control that we can't touch. Health, just stuff like that. But there's stuff that there's almost always a situation where we can create some sort of margin with a good enough conversation. Right. And I think that's the biggest thing is I think that if we can shift mindsets from a woe is me aspect. And again, I don't mean that in a crude way. It's just like, I think if we can shift that mindset, the opportunity is there. So.
Now, tell me, what from your baseball days are you bringing to the table now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all experience. I coined myself a leader on the baseball field, if you will, and it's very, I don't want to seem like a know-it-all either, though. Right? Because that's not the point. Because again, there are stuff that I've studied and done and the experience is there, but there's also stuff that I'm always willing to learn about as well. Good. Right. So the biggest thing is, because I was a pitcher. So
I was going to ask
I wasn't playing everywhere on the field. So I didn't know what every position did in a given situation, but shifting over to coaching, you had to learn that. Right. And I'll never be an outfield expert. Just to be honest, it just wasn't, didn't play there, didn't really coach that position. Okay. But you hear it from the coaches more. Because when you're at practice, right? I played first in high school and pitched in college, but that's where you kind of live. You're never out there, right? Okay. But when you coach, you hear their viewpoint, how they're setting people up and stuff like that. So I think that's the biggest thing I brought over is it takes a team. And maybe or a staff, a coaching staff, if you will, of we do the financial advising side. Wade Wilson does the tax side of it. And we make sure that we're playing off of each other efficiently as possible, right? We can make all the money in the world, but if we're not being tax efficient, we're throwing a lot of stuff away. No different than a baseball field, right? If I got a pitcher lighting up the zone, but my outfielders are in the wrong positions, it's not going to do us any good if they hit a ball in the, and then we don't have fielders there. So it's just building that team out and again, we've done that with the different attorneys, with trusts and stuff like that. It's been really beneficial. It's not a one man show, by any means. So.
Well, almost is. It's just the two of you. You said now.
Yeah, but again, we are piecing in those other groups of people,
collaboratively.
Yes, exactly. They might not be in office, right? And there's no reason for them to be. They have their own books of business and stuff like that. But we can have those relationships of trust, of knowing, hey, if I send them to X person, they're going to do the same way we do business, with honesty, with making sure that the price is what it needs to be and stuff like that, and not overcharging people. That's, if we can develop those relationships with people, that's, worth everything. Yeah. And it saves people from having to go search for that person. Right. And then, because they're going to have their own circles that they want to do business with and stuff like that. So I think as we continue to build out that team, we'll just keep getting stronger.
It takes a village.
Sure,
that's absolutely. What it is. And that's true. And that's what I love about Pensacola. Well, it's a love-hate kind of thing. But you've heard of 6 degrees of separation, right? In Pensacola, there's 2.
Yes.
There's only 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't know them, somebody knows them.
Yeah, north of 9 Mile and south of 9 Mile. That's pretty much the 2 direct.
Well, my friends that live over in the Brancos area, they're like, you've got sobs and knobs.
Sure.
South of Brancos and north.
There you go.
What type of bridge are you on?
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
Oh, my goodness. Now, these classes, like I said, whose it was her idea?
No, it was my idea. Yeah. So
why did you think classes?
I think it's a matter of getting as many touch points as possible. Right. So again, if we do that one meeting at a time with one-on-one, it's going to take more time to continue to get the name out there. Right. So I was wanting to impact as many people at one time as possible. Right. And again, we're going to be subject to our conference room size in the office, which is 10 to 15. But again, it just optimizes, because again, not every single person that comes into me, we do business with. Right. And I have to be honest with them. And sometimes they're not in a position to want to do it. Sometimes the relationship doesn't work. But again, I think you have to have that honesty with them. Because if I convince you to move your money over and we manage it, but you're not happy,
Right.
But you're going to be gone anyway.
Right.
And then you're going to tell everyone else, hey, don't use that guy. It's not going to work out.
Yeah.
So that's not the point of it. The point of it is we just want to continue to get our name out there because, again, the more people we can impact, I think it just throws a wider net and continues to bring more people in.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And that's what, like the networking that we do around here. You see the same people. Mm-hmm. They move around. It's like, it really is a tribe of people that get to know each other. And I love Andy's event. I was there last night and I got this spice from, was it Brown Bear? I think it's the name of the company. Okay. I'll have to find that out. Okay. Brown Bear, but I can't wait to try the spice. Everybody was clamoring over. He brought a bunch of samples of honey. Oh, awesome. With like hot honey of different kinds and the spices. I was like, great. Pick me. Yeah. I got some of the spice. I can't wait.
That sounds great.
Andy's actually a guest on the podcast. Okay. His podcast become March 9th, and then yours will be the week after that.
Awesome. Andy does such a good job. He, he's the connector of all connectors.
He is.
And a lot of the stuff, that we've met a couple times over coffee, and it's just like pulling some stuff from him. Because again, our realms aren't identical by any means, but he's very B2B. He works with businesses. I work with businesses. I work with individuals, right? I think that, bringing him in on future deals will be pivotal, right? It's just, he's great.
He knows everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
One day they're going to say that about me.
Yeah,
the networking queen.
You continue it. I mean, if you continue to do stuff like this, bring people like him in that are so influential in the community, he's not even from here. And look what he's done in such a short time period. Yeah. Again, I've mentioned that to someone. It's like, Andy's been here for however much time and built all these relationships. And I have relationships with people that go back 30 years. But the impact he has on his circle is so huge, right? And I think that, there are advantages to being here your whole life, but if you don't nurture those relationships, they kind of become dormant.
True.
I think that's what he does a really good job of, staying consistent, staying in people's heads at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm going to ask you a piece of advice. I'm listening to this book. I can't remember the name of the girl, but she was saying when you're investing, she said, think about investing in things that you're consuming. Okay. She's like, if you're a big time Starbucks drinker, invest in Starbucks. I mean, that sounds so simple.
Yeah. So I think that definitely makes sense. So I think the biggest thing is investing in stuff you know.
Right.
So if you are managing your own investments instead of using a firm, anytime you're doing investments, you want to do stuff that you are a pro on, right? And that's easier to do in stuff that you care about, right? So, NVIDIA is a huge company, but who really knows what NVIDIA does outside of the people that really study it, right? So it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, someone can tell you, but I think that's where the biggest separation is the people that can really get into it, study it, do stuff they're passionate about, and continue to stay up to date on it, they'll be successful. Right. So I think that is great advice, is one of those things where it's like, who wants to sit there and read about microchips? Right. But if we love Starbucks and continuing to educate ourselves on it, because again, that line's staying wrapped around that building all day long.
It is. Oh my gosh.
So
I've been to the Starbucks in Seattle.
There you go. Oh, okay.
I say I've been to. I walked near it because I was like, I'm not waiting. I mean, we've got Starbucks at home.
Sure.
I don't need to go to the Starbucks.
I saw it. We're good.
I saw it. Like, there's the original Starbucks.
Absolutely. But I think that if anyone is managing their own stuff, if there's stuff that they're interested in, but again, it's also being diversified in that as well, right? So a lot of times you could get very niche with what we want to get into. I think it's very important to diversify alongside of her advice as well, of doing stuff that you're passionate about. Right,
absolutely. Now, so tell me, when are the classes beginning?
So it'll be the week of March 24th. I am actually sending out so we've sent out surveys on, what we're going to discuss, which is going to be budgeting for the first one. What we're going to now send out is what night works best. Right. So, and we're going to collect information of who's filling out these surveys, get some emails, and then we will direct the post or direct when it's going to fall to the people that filled out the surveys, but then also share it with the community as well. So it'll be the week of the 24th. We're still hammering in which day. So most likely Monday or Wednesday of that week. Now,
if people are interested, how would they get a hold of you?
So the best thing is just call my cell. So 850-982-3597. That's the best way to get in contact with me. I will always call you back if it's after bedtime for Emmy. I'll call you tomorrow. But yes, I always have it on me. My source of work is through that.
Right. Yeah.
So our office is on 12th Avenue.
Okay.
You can always pop in there, but it is always easiest just to give me a ring.
Not far from me, actually.
No, we're right next door to Alga Beer. We built an office right there.
Okay, right next to Alga.
A lot of people know where Alga is, but we're
absolutely.
CPA office. Like, not worried. But Alga Beer, we're next door.
That's funny. Yeah, I know where the beer is.
Yes, absolutely.
But it'd be better to know CPA because that's where the money is.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But we can grab a burger at Brown Bagger and then hop over and discuss.
Right. Oh, I've never been to Brown Bagger.
They're great. Yeah, they do a really good job. The Wagyu meat and all that, they do a good job.
Yeah, awesome sauce.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, what words of wisdom would you like to leave our listeners with?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to start. It's easier to course correct than it is to get the ball rolling. Right. So if we can just start the process, get that ball rolling down the hill, and then make course corrections along the way. Like I was mentioning before, it's a transformational process of meeting with people. It's fluid, right? So it's not always going to be, hey, we're just going to dollar cost average $500 a month.
Right.
It is, okay, we're going to do this for a time, a season, if you will, and we're going to make adjustments along the way. But again, starting is going to be the biggest thing.
Right.
No matter where you are, be where your feet are. Let's start the process, and then we'll make adjustments along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the words of wisdom from my mom.
Yeah.
The hardest part is getting started.
Absolutely.
Of course, she was telling that to me when I didn't want to do the dishes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, but she's right. The worst part was walking in there, getting the start. But again, what you're doing is like, this isn't horrible. Right. It's part of it.
Yeah. It's not like getting a root canal. You're
Absolutely. And worst case is we start and you realize the relationship doesn't work out. But again, you've gotten some information and maybe you go to someone that you do.
Right. Because at least you get the ball rolling and you can go from there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I really do appreciate it.
I look forward to that class.
Yes, absolutely. I will let you know.
Yes.
And that way we can get some more information out in the community as well.
Because I'd love to check it out and spread the word.
It's up to the participants, right? That was the biggest thing is like, I could set up a time and date and everything, but if everyone can't make it on a certain day, like that wants to come, that's not beneficial to them. So,
but you're having more than one, so that's
yes,
great.
Absolutely, yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, thank you so much. Forever.